Hey guys, if you told me I'd be waking up today to one of my favorite video game companies of all time mocking the death of Charlie Kirk, I, dude, that wasn't on my bingo card for this year. I was very surprised to see Bethesda mocking the death of an innocent family man with a beautiful family who was a kind individual. So it came out that Charlie Kirk's killer, Tyler Robinson, had anti fascist slogans on the bullets that he killed him with. One of them said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And so Bethesda thinks it's a good idea the next day to play this clip from the Indiana Jones game where Indiana is petting a cat and he says to the cat, "You don't care much about these fascists, do you?" Uh, guys, Bethesda is essentially saying, "Good job, Tyler. Yeah, we hate these fascists out here." So, guys, what I want to do in this video is let you guys know about video game companies who hate you and game companies that you shouldn't support. It's very simple. Ghost of Yote, PlayStation, Xbox, Fortnite, all of these companies are employed and filled with people who celebrated the murder of an innocent Christian family man who did nothing wrong, but show up to universities and want to have kind debates with people. And these evil fucking companies think that it's okay to murder somebody like that. And I will not be supporting these companies. So, first, in case you've been living under a rock, I should probably explain the whole Charlie Kirk situation. Just a wonderful family man. He ran a political action committee. They would show up on campuses and have debates with people.
I just want to say I'm a transgender male. What age should kids be able to get?
He showed up on campuses because he cared about people, because he wanted to have a discussion with people. And he was killed by these fanatics, guys. He was killed by these fanatics for showing up and saying that we should have a kind discussion. And so the tweets from the left have been pretty shocking in response to Charlie Kirk's death. Here's one tweet from the tolerant left. "Can Erica Kirk be next? Then the two children can be placed with foster parents who will have them properly educated." So this person is saying, let's kill his wife next. So tolerant, so loving. Here's a clip of an insane woman on Grum's page suggesting what people liberals should kill next.
Oh, shit. I was not kidding when I said, if you were gonna get the job done, there were two better candidates.
So she's suggesting that they shouldn't have killed Charlie Kirk. There was two other people that they should have killed. I assume one of them is Trump and somebody else, maybe Ben Shapiro.
And furthermore,
dude, look at her eyes, man. Like these people have demons. These people need Jesus Christ. There's something wrong with them.
When that happened, furthermore,
like truly, there's something behind this person's eyes. They're not a human.
When that happens, and it will. It will.
Why do these people sound like villains in movies? Here's another tolerant and loving and kind leftist. Caitlin Spencer said, "I agree with you, Nick. Gun violence in this country is horrific and out of hand, etc., etc. This jackass got what was coming, and I'm happy he's rotting in hell now." I could feel the love and the tolerance. The Eric Andre meme, Democrats shooting anyone who disagrees with them, and then Democrats saying, "Why did guns do this?" So I lost where the screenshot was on Facebook, but this was something horrific that I saw on Facebook. Somebody had a child's face splattered with blood, and they said, "Charlie Kirk's kids" in the front row. So, guys, I hope y'all are seeing these are the people that we're dealing with. These are, and it's free speech in America. You can say anything you want, but you can't kill people. And that's what they're starting to do now because of how completely unhinged and unwell the left is. So how have conservatives responded to this? Did y'all know in South Korea and in England and around the globe right now, they've started having these candlelight vigils and these services and these public displays about defending Charlie Kirk, because people see that this is an attack. It's first and foremost an attack on free speech and the American way of being able to have just a discussion. And it's secondarily an attack on Christians. Here's a Charlie Kirk candlelight vigil that happened. So on the top here, you see what a conservative Charlie Kirk memorial looks like. Everybody's showing up with candles and praying with each other. And then on the bottom is a leftist memorial, a BLM memorial, where they tear buildings down and they loot people and they loot buildings. And it's just never has there been a more clear display to me of the difference between the right and the left. A couple of people tried to pitch Tyler Robinson as being some kind of a conservative. Oh man, it would have made them happy if this guy was conservative, but oops, quite the opposite. On the bullet casings that he shot, on the bullet casings that he attempted to shoot, on the bullet casings that he shot Charlie Kirk with, some of the other empty bullets said things like this: "Notice his bulges. Ooh woo, what's this?" Another bullet said, "Hey fascist, catch." Another bullet said, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao," which is an Italian anti-fascist song meaning goodbye, beautiful, assuming he was talking to Charlie Kirk, calling him goodbye, beautiful. But guys, it gets even better. And there's another part of this guy's story that we just found out about. Watch this video of somebody who claims to have known Tyler Robinson growing up.
Cool with this Tyler Robinson kid. I'll show y'all. That's him right there, Tyler Robinson. And the best way I could describe him is just like a Reddit kid. All I'm gonna say is this is the kind of shit.
Guys, I shouldn't be laughing because this is serious stuff. But holy cow, dude. Y'all know I roast Reddit constantly. And to find out that this kid is from Reddit is some kind of like poetic justice going on right here.
All I'm gonna say is this is the kind of shit that happens when you spend way too much time online, and all of
100%, dude. Go get a girlfriend, get a job, get out of your parents' house. The more time you spend terminally online, the more you're going to turn into this Tyler Robinson kid.
All I'm gonna say is
he was a
the
Reddit
kind of
kid.
shit that happens when you spend way too much time online, and all of a sudden your beliefs are all the way this way or all the way this way, and you do some dramatic shit to please these people that are not your friends. This internet shit is seriously no joke.
Dude, this kid Jeremy Lee, probably just some random dude. He has more sense than half of America, dude. This guy has more sense than half of America. So as we just saw, it came out that big surprise, the assassin, this psychopath who killed Charlie Kirk, is a furry. And he's on Reddit, and he's a huge Redditor. And this is his weird boyfriend who pretends to be a woman now and like chopped his dick off. And I don't know if this is photos of them, but this is more photos of furries. So guys, Reddit is an absolute cesspool. If you're on Reddit, you need to give your life to Christ because you're disconnected from reality. All right, I want to get into the main part of this video, which is all of the video game companies and the people at video game companies who are supporting the murder of Charlie Kirk. But it's worth mentioning here that asking people, so if you go on the internet like Hassan Piker has done and you say, hey, everybody, you should kill this person, that is illegal. That is not a form of protected speech under the Constitution. But celebrating someone's death is perfectly legal. You can celebrate someone's death according to the Constitution, but companies can still have social media policies that say that you will be fired. And so a lot of these people that we're talking about, and it's, guys, I'm not going to show you the clips, but some of these clips of these woke leftists getting fired from their jobs after they celebrated Charlie Kirk's killing is hilarious. And it's because they didn't read their company's social media policy. And also, all you had to do was go online as an anonymous person and say what you were going to say. Their problem was they went on as themselves, and then they said something. They effed around and they found out, as it were. So let's get into it here. I want to talk about several of these video game company employees who were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, starting with Nathan Grayson. The dude used to work at Kotaku, Rock, Paper, Shotgun, The Washington Post, just a very sad, miserable individual. And with regards to Charlie Kirk's death, he said, rest in piss. So loving, so tolerant, so kind. Guys, I would caution y'all from buying Ghost of Yotei, this upcoming game that's coming out in October. I told y'all it's woke, feminist, dog slop garbage. But just to confirm, we found out that this chick who worked on the game, Drew, Here's her profile listing out all of the mental illnesses that she has. So she went on Twitter publicly and said, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. She also said he died doing what he loved, being a transphobic, racist bigot. Well, the chickens came home to roost for old Drew. Ghost of Yotei developer fired after controversial social media posts about Charlie Kirk's death. She got canned, and she apparently had been there for 10 years and she got fired. So, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to get these people fired? And like I said, I am 100% in support of free speech, but you got to understand your company's social media policies, because social media policies is why these people are getting fired. And guys, just a reminder, this is all coming from Sony. This is a Sony exclusive game. Sony is funding this clown right now. Sony is funding this game. And obviously Xbox is no better. Xbox is just as bad, but all of this goes back to Sony and their support of this satanic degeneracy. So I talked earlier about Bethesda and how they made a joke about Charlie Kirk's death, saying that he deserved it. Calling Kirk a fascist and implying he deserves what he got. And they, of course, created this game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I did a review about it a couple months ago. It was relatively free of woke nonsense, but it's just awful to see this developer say things like this. But I will remind you guys that the creative director of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a Satanist, so might not be a game that you want to support anyway. Here was another tweet from somebody who worked at Xbox on the Bethesda games. This chick or dude or whatever it is, Piddle Bucket, producer at Bethesda games, 42, she, they, fat, autistic, ADHD, anti-Zionist Jew, and I'm hungry, COVID conscious. So this creature who worked on the Fallout games said, you were under no obligation to mourn the death of people who would have celebrated yours. Okay, all right. Nobody said you had to mourn his death. But celebrating it is weird and might get you canned from your company. This is in relation to Charlie Kirk's death. She said, I'm feeling fancy. Should I order fancy takeout for no reason? And then posted the crab rave gif, essentially saying that she's celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. She thinks it's a great thing. Guys, moving on to Fortnite. This guy, Andrew Staley, works on Fortnite. The Minch, the Meth, the Myth, tech artist for video games, currently working on Fortnite. Here's what he said. There aren't many people in this world whose death would make me smile. This is one of them. What a perfect time to be at a bourbon festival. He went on to say, NBC News, are you all fucking dense? He was an effing Nazi that called for the mass murder or detention of anyone not like him, you effing clowns. Y'all, do these people just like make shit up? Like, when did he call for the mass murder of anyone? These people might need to be locked up. Like, I believe in free speech. I totally believe in the freedom of speech. But if you just go on the internet and speak lies constantly, we might need to open mental hospitals for these people because you're not mentally well. If you go on the internet and say that Charlie Kirk called for the mass murder of people, he didn't. He never did. Every single interview Charlie did, he said, what did I say that was racist? When did I call for the mass murder of people? When did I do this? And they never say anything because he's never said anything like that. He goes on, it's really this simple. He purposely agitated, called for the deaths of people I loved, pushed the agenda of a fascist regime. He was an effing Nazi, and no, I won't feel bad about it. No sympathy for a fascist bigot. Again, he called for the deaths of people. When did a single time Charlie Kirk call for the death of people? Here's you, Andrew, celebrating the death of people. This tweet, anti-vaxxer finally gets shot, and Andrew posts a photo of him laughing about it. They're just lying. They're accusing you of the very thing that they're doing. Never did Charlie Kirk call for the mass murder of people. And furthermore, you're laughing at the death of a human being. I've never laughed at the death of a human being. It's not funny when anyone dies. So moving on under the column of Fortnite, Tim Sweeney, you guys should know, is the CEO of Epic Games, which owns Fortnite, of course. And so he said, what amendment says you can't diss someone? Not seeing it here. So That's of course implying that Tim's essentially saying I should be able to make fun of Charlie Kirk's death. To which we would say, sure, Tim, you can do whatever you want, but there's also consequences. Your stock price might go down. You might get fired from your job. Yes, celebrating a death is protected under the Constitution, but not calling for someone's death. All of these games, I wouldn't support any of these games. Just add these to your do not buy list. Do not buy Ghost of Yotei. Do not buy anything from Xbox. Do not play Fortnite. And let's move on. Let's move on to Borderlands 4 here. Recently, Kyle Jacob Hickey, who worked on Borderlands 4, said, "Kill your local MAGA." And then furthermore, it was liked by this other person who worked on Borderlands 4, Max Davenport, associate art director at Gearbox, lead concept artist at Gearbox. Just when you're enjoying Borderlands 4 right now, know that they support the killing of Charlie Kirk, and those are the people that you're giving your money to. Kind of a totally separate scandal here. Borderlands 4 just came out, and people are telling Randy Pitchford that the game runs terribly. Here somebody told him, or just an idea, make your game look good without relying on AI upscale. Randy Pitchford said, "Code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customer when you pull it off. The people doing it now are clearly dumb and don't know what they're doing, blah, 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 blah." He's just being sarcastic. Like, this guy sucks, dude. He's always getting into it with fans who are like, why does your game run like trash and you're still charging $80 for it? Yeah, it's just the dude's just a child. But it gets worse. In 2017, Randy said he would move Gearbox out of the state of Texas if they didn't pass legislation allowing male pedophiles to be in women's bathrooms. Guys, I don't support Borderlands 4. It's a complete woke garbage game. But yet another reason to not support it is all of these people who celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk and hate you personally worked on it. On Grums's page, check out this chick, Hazel Monforton. She works on all the Blizzard games, and here she is celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. She worked at Arcane. She worked at Blizzard. All of these companies are thick as thieves. They all work at each other's companies. And just another game you definitely shouldn't play that I hadn't even heard of is this game, Caravan Sandwich. The developer, in reference to Charlie Kirk's death, said, "1 year since the release of Caravan Sandwich. Also, a fascist got 360 no scope. What a week." Yeah, dude. These people are just so hateful and horrible. I mean, I can't imagine. Like, I've never seen a single conservative celebrate the death of anyone. It's a tragedy anytime somebody dies, but it shows you just how truly unhinged and hateful and satanic the left is, that they would celebrate death on this level. So, guys, just in closing here, these are companies that hate you. Gearbox and Borderlands 4, Sucker Punch and Ghost of Yotei, Xbox creating Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Epic Games creating Fortnite. And I know Epic Games and Gearbox have some kind of connection as well. They work on a lot of each other's games. But yeah, do not buy Borderlands 4. Do not support or buy Ghost of Yotei. Do not buy the Indiana Jones DLC whenever that comes out. And please do not play Fortnite, guys, because these are companies, they're just really evil companies, full of people who would celebrate the murder of an innocent man. And it's just really sad. So I wouldn't support any of these companies. But guys, in closing here, I wanted to thank Madam Savvy. She does really good research on all of these companies and all of the stuff that they say behind closed doors. And so a lot of the stuff in this video I took from her page, and I appreciate that. Also wanted to let y'all know andypantsgaming.net is up and it is live. I've got a bunch of reviews up that people have written and sent to me. You can become a subscriber. You can read all of these articles just by becoming a free subscriber here on the homepage. Literally just put your email in and then hit subscribe. I have some paid only videos. If you want to pay me $5 a month, you can see those. But just put your email in here and you can read all of the article reviews for free. So I'm going to get out of here. See you guys later.